Well, good Monday morning. Hurricane Ida update for us. Now we all know, or should know, that it went in South Louisiana, come up, and it's still chugging along, still making a mess, still hurting people, still tearing up houses. We were on the very far eastern side of the main storm yesterday. Now what's happening is, as it goes in north and to the north and east, those rain bands on the edge still there are dipping down on top of us. It hasn't been bad at all here, just some rain. We are under tornado watch, which that happens during the summer almost every day anyway. But there have been a few tornadoes isolated, popped up here and there. I haven't seen any damage. The news that we have here out of Pensacola is just the absolute worst. I've said this before, and it's been said for 20 years. Unless something is right dead on top of us, they just don't cover it. So I'm watching news out of New Orleans to get what's going on over that way, to get a somewhat of a true story. But anyway, we're fine. They did close the schools here today because of the possibility of a tornado outbreak, which so far so good. We've had some, it's raining now, not much. Had almost no rain yesterday, just a shower or two off and on. So we still got power, which is always good. I mentioned before, they are upgrading the power system out here. New poles, new wire. I mean giant poles, bigger than I've ever seen. So that should help. I don't know if they're going to come down our street or not. We've got pretty good sized poles already, but who knows. Now I've spent about an hour and a half cleaning up the shop this morning, getting work benches and work tables cleaned off and ready to go again. So I'm going to jump on some knives right quick, and maybe we'll see something after a while. Alrighty, it is Tuesday. First of all, in this little clip, let's say put out some thoughts and prayers to our friends over in Louisiana, Mississippi, and even Alabama, South Alabama, and all up the path of Hurricane Ida. Now we're still getting the last of the rain bands, the storm bands coming off of that thing. We had a real bad storm this morning, and there's a couple more to come. Should be out of here by tomorrow, but we're fine. No damage, everything's fine here. So anyway, I'm back to work. I want to show you all something on these Damascus knives here. I've got a couple in the acid. I've got some more ready to go in right over here, and I've got a couple more over there that I'm on the buffer. Once you get everything cleaned off, I clean mine real good with a Scotch-Brite belt. Then I'll take it over to the buffer, buff it down. This right here is alcohol. You could use acetone, but alcohol is much cheaper to use. And I use this right here, 91%. Soak them in there, clean the buffing compound off real good, then they go in the acid. When they come out of the acid, this is baking soda water. You got to neutralize that acid. Just soap and water won't do it. So I'm going to pull these. I got two in right now. I'm going to do it two at a time, and I'll show y'all what happens when you put it in there. Now these are J-Null Skinners. Just going to drop them in there. See that fizz? Man, that's pretty. That fizz is going to neutralize that acid. We'll let it sit in there for just a minute and grab the other one. See if this one will fizz a little bit more maybe. Yeah, see there? And I just let them soak in there for just a few minutes, just a couple minutes. While that's soaking, I'll put 2 more in the acid. Takes a lot of towels, paper towels, all that kind of thing. And these have already been cleaned in the alcohol. Put them in like this, and it just sits right down into the acid. Hang on, I'm coming. Anyway, just like that. And in a few minutes I'll show you how we'll clean these up good. Get a little bit of oil on them before they start to flash rust. And continue on, continue on. Now, until the next step, don't let them hang around too long. Get some oil, any kind of oil, it doesn't matter. A little bit of oil on there like that, just a light coat. Set them to the side. I really like this stuff, 3-in-1. I've used it for years and years, and I have been at this for a long time, so I only use what works. What works for me. What works for me may not work for other people, but for the most part it does. Ain't that some pretty Damascus right there? Alabama Damascus, I might add. Alright, they'll be ready for handles here shortly. And this is a batch of 8. And that's about all I want to do at one time. So I've got these 2 Royal Gamblers are ready for dipping. I've got 2 more J-nail skinners in the acid. And I've got 2 more available knives down there ready to be buffed, and we'll see those here in just a little bit. Everything goes the same way. Alrighty, fresh off the buffer. Yeah, it makes a mess, but oh well. I'm going to clean it with this alcohol to get the buffing compound off of there. Now, like I said before, you can use acetone for this. But for a thrifty side of things, that 91% alcohol works just fine. Put that one down. Now these 2 are available. These are skinning knives, because hunting season is coming. Trapping season is coming, and these are going to be just absolutely gorgeous once they're acid dipped. Right there. Now we let that dry. That's the last of them. So, not to be wasteful, we'll pour the rest of that back in this bottle. And we'll see something else here in just a minute. Alright, y'all. I lost the last clip of the little video I was working on here. But anyway, got a bunch of work on the table. This is those Damascus knives that I showed earlier. Available. This is Coyote Bone J-nail Skinner. Available. sold, maybe sold. So we'll see. 2 more over there I gotta cut and glue, or cut and epoxy handles. And this is a rehandle here. I had to build up some elk bone, and that will come out looking very nice when I get done with it. Like, they never got the old handles off. That thing is very old knife, very rusty, but it will come together very nicely. Now it's getting late in the afternoon. It's very hot. My AC has seemed to go downhill again, so, and I am not feeling the best in the world, so I am going in for today. Maybe back out late tonight or early in the morning, and we'll get some of these finished up. Still waiting on my leather. If it don't come today, I'm gonna have to call and find out where it's at. It's been a little over a week now, so there you go. Thank y'all for watching. Thank you for your support, and we'll be back with some of these finished up just as soon as I possibly can.